Hello from Thailand. Quick message. Been with Misako looking at matters in Thailand. The dope stores here continued. It's unbelievable. We were in one last night. It's those are this is an actual attack on Thailand, just like it's been on the United States, down in Argentina and other places. These dope stores are unbelievably obvious and toxic attacks on the base of the actual mitochondrial level of nations. In any case, Trump. Many people are sending me Trump's statements on the United Nations yesterday. I did see it. I watched it from the beginning to the end. And because people are asking me for my thoughts, because obviously I've been saying for a very long time, years now, that we need to defund the United Nations. I mean, from top to bottom, left to right, just scrub it out of there, right? The United States is the number one funder of the United Nations. And Japan is a big funder as well, as are other countries that could easily cut their funding, such as Canada. Now, what do I personally think about Trump's statements? And people are like, well, he's waking up now. This is almost October of 2025, right? I did many videos and published many things before Trump was in office, this second presidency, and saying if he's really serious, the first thing he'll do within days is he'll cut the funding to United Nations if he's very serious, right? This is way beyond days. We're way into many months now, right? And so obviously he has not cut the funding of the United Nations. I see a bunch of words. I see no action whatsoever. Real action against the United Nations would include a speech that said, we have just cut the funds to the United Nations. We have pulled the electricity. We've shut down the electricity on their buildings. We've shut off the water in their buildings. We're canceling their visas to the people that are in the United States. We're going after HIAS, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. We're going after Catholic Charities and Lutheran Services and Doctors Without Morals and Red Cross and all these people that have been invading the United States and so many other countries. I saw none of that. I'm not impressed, right? I'm a man of action. I spend so much time downrange. I'm downrange right now, right? And so when I see this, I see nothing but words. And obviously, I know the rejoinder to this is always, well, he's, give him a break. No. We don't give breaks, right? We're in a state of war. There's no breaks, right? This is almost October of 2025. We're in late September of 2025. There's no time for breaks. This is a time for action. We're way beyond that. I saw the State Department statement about, visas related to people in Panama that are doing work with China and that sort of thing. You can see it. I'll just put it below. And at the end of the day, again, China is definitely taking over Panama. I've warned about this over and over and over. And again, of course, a lot of people say, no, BlackRock's taking BlackRock's not doing anything. BlackRock is doing nothing. They tried to get those ports on either side of the Panama Canal, and they're doing nothing. They're failing miserably. China has got the ports, right? Period. Full stop. They're building the fourth bridge over the Panama Canal. I get constant updates with videos. The bridge, the fourth bridge, we've built the first one, the Thatcher Ferry Bridge in 1962, I think, 62 or 63. It doesn't matter. It was a long time ago. That was the first bridge. And then there were the other two bridges, so that's three. And then there is this fourth bridge that China is building parallel to the Thatcher Ferry Bridge, which lands right at the port that they lease, right? The Hutchison-Whampoa port there in Balboa in Panama. For those who are in Panama, you know where I'm talking about. And so, and that's connected with the train that connects the two key ports. And there's more than two ports, but there's two ports that are key. The most important ports are the ones on the ends of the Panama Canal. On the Caribbean side, say the Atlantic side, and the Pacific side, both of those are controlled by China. And they're connected by a railway, which is extremely important railway. And that is, anyway, not to go into that. At the end of the day, we are clearly... The issues with Venezuela are ramping up. I want to make crystal clear here. China, Russia, and Iran are in thick with Venezuela, and they've been developing drone technology there for years. They have drone technology. They have all kinds of technologies. It's not like you're going to come in and just whip up on Venezuela. There are other, there's many components to this. Cuba, Nicaragua, there's many components. This is regional. This is actually global, right? Meanwhile, while we're doing the bidding of the Zionist, and Trump is a Zionist, I've been saying this for a long time. He's open about it now. He used to be crypto-Zionist, but now he's very open about being Zionist. Who was saying that far in advance? I was, right? And a very, very few others, actually. People were afraid to say that Trump was a Zionist. They were afraid that people wouldn't like him or whatever. I don't care. But at the end of the day, he's a Zionist. He's open about it, right? Now, who killed Charlie Kirk? Was it some guy on the roof? Well, the guy on the roof with a 30-06 didn't do any serious damage to Charlie's neck. I mean, those who've hunted with 30-06 before or shot him, that's a round that's probably twice as powerful as an M16. I think that would bear, if you look at the ballistic charts, you would see that that's probably probably twice plus more powerful than an M16. It would have done a lot of damage. And when we shoot people with M16s, I've seen a lot of people shot with M16s. The bullets tend to go right through, even when it's an M16, right? Anyway, not to go into that, because the guy on the roof obviously is not the killer, right? Period. Full stop. There's no chance of that. That's just a diversion, right? Who killed Charlie Kirk? And why did they take that? The guy on the roof didn't kill Charlie Kirk. He didn't take the evidence down. He'll start taking it down in an hour. Same with the Trump assassination nonsense. Who took down the evidence quickly? Not the guy on the roof again, right? October 7th in Israel. Hamas is not the one that destroyed the evidence quickly, right? 9/11, who destroyed the evidence quickly? Took it right to the landfill. There's a pattern here, quickly destroying the evidence. The evidence was destroyed on October 7th. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt. It is not even in question. We know who did October 7th. The Israelis allowed it to happen. Clearly, it was a staked goat green flag attack. What just happened with the Charlie Kirk assassination, that was clearly Zionists who killed him. It's as obvious as the day is long. Eventually, the truth will come out. Right now, people say, "Oh, you're crazy. I'll never listen to you again." Okay, bye. Right? Adios. But at the end of the day, we don't have time for nonsense. We're in a state of war. You have to make quick decisions. You have to make quick analysis of what's going on with your lifetime of experience. You have to make quick decisions. What's happening here? What's happening here? What's happening here? And you have to orient yourself as accurately as possible, because your life literally depends on it. And for instance, Trump now with the United Nations, I see nothing happening. I see big mouth, big words, right? As per normal. They might do a few little things here and there, and then the people will say, "Oh, look, he's doing something." You're wrong. Listen, unless they're defunded, unless their headquarters is shut down in New York and all over the United States, all of their operations, unless their operations are shut down in Panama at the Ciudad del Saber, I've been there so many times, unless they shut them down in Manila, if they shut them down in Tokyo, right? Start shutting them down, turning out the lights of the United Nations, which is easy to do. Cut off their funding, right? Instead, we've been pumping in funding to the IOM, United Nations down in Argentina, right? All over the place. And action, not words, right? United States is the number one funder of United Nations. I see zero action, right? And meanwhile, of course, a lot of the people who have been taking money from the Zionists is coming out. Like, for instance, Charlie Kirk, clear Zionist puppet, clearly went off the reservation, and clearly they killed him, right? He was taking money from the same people that are, I just messaged to Bannon this morning. That's a sinking ship to stick with the Zionists. I messaged to General Petraeus. You saw General Petraeus talking with that Al-Qaeda dude yesterday, right? I messaged to him. He messaged back. I said, basically, what's wrong with you, to General Petraeus, right? He was the director of CIA, right? He messaged back something like, "Don't worry about me," or something. At the end of the day, we have a lot of people that need to distance themselves from this stuff, because that ship is going down. People are starting to wake up to what the Zionists have been doing, and it's a big, big deal. All right, I got to let you go because I got some things going on here, but I'll publish that notice from the U.S. Embassy in Panama. Thank you for your financial support, because, see, I don't have big Mr. Shillman throwing millions of dollars at me per month the way go to, Daily Wire and all these other guys. Of course, I don't know if he's sending money to Daily Wire. I'm not making that allegation. But these other big donors have been pushing huge money around, and they're getting compliance from people who have worked for them for years. And we saw Charlie Kirk go off the reservation, and bam, he's dead, right? Some people say he's not dead. I have no idea. He looks dead to me, but I don't know. Of course, these are the people that run Hollywood. The ship is going out. I mean, I'm working on a dispatch about it now for Substack. I've been working on it for days, but I keep getting interrupted. Actually, this morning I was on at 3 a.m. with Mike Adams, so that was, 7 hours ago or something. So hopefully he'll publish that today sometime. It was a maybe an hour-long video interview, but we talked a lot about these sorts of things. Mike Adams stands up to the Zionists. Not many people do. I was told this morning, somebody sent me a message that actually Bannon made a shot across the Zionist bow. I don't know. I'll find it and look at it and see what he said. But in any case, it's time for people, if you want to go down with the sinking ship, go ahead, put your anchor on the Zionist ship, because that thing is clearly, the tide is going out for those guys. People are seeing through it. That's why Charlie Kirk is dead. It's clear that the Zionists killed him. It's so amazingly obvious, right? And sooner or later, people will go, wow, you were right again. Right? A lot of people can see through it. It's not just me. It's probably millions of people see through it. And if you want to be involved with the people who killed Charlie Kirk, stay involved with the Zionists, because that was not Islamic terrorists. That was not Iran. That was not China. That was not Russia. That was seriously, clearly, obviously Zionist. They are a menace to society. People are calling them zits these days. Zionist international terrorists. They're calling them zits. Zionist international terrorists, right? That people are saying, pop the zits, that sort of thing, right? Now, keep in mind, Zionism is not Judaism. A lot of the Jews out there are incredibly angry with the Zionists. They don't like the Zionists, and the Zionists don't like them. Some Jews are Zionists, some are not. Most of the Zionists in the United States seem to be Christians. Now, when I say that, many Christians will say, don't you understand? You can't be a Christian and a Zionist. And I know the arguments. I've heard them all, right? Or maybe there's something that I haven't heard yet. I totally get it. Let's get to the bottom line. The money is flowing through millions of Christians to keep the Zionist boat alive, and it's destroying the United States. So a lot of Christians, good people, I know some of them who are Christian Zionists, very good people they've been fooled. Bottom line, right? A lot of people took the jab, fooled. Who's the big people behind the jab? Trump, Zionist, Netanyahu, Zionist. By the way, Netanyahu's name is Meliakovsky, right? It's not even his real name. It's Meliakovsky, just like the guy down in Argentina. Meliakovsky, same name as Netanyahu, Meliakovsky. I don't know if they're related, but it's quite interesting, isn't it? So at the end of the day, who pushed the jab bigly? That was the Zionists, right? That was not Muslims. That was not China. That was not Russia. That was not Iran. That was Zionist, right? They pushed it also on Jews. A lot of Jews took it, and they're dead too, right? And many are dying. And they pushed it on Israel. And keep in mind, they're not all from the same genetic stock. A lot of the people that took it, Jewish people are dying too. And their drugs are awash all over Israel. For those who've been to Israel, you know what I'm saying. Israel is also under attack by Zionists. I know it doesn't seem to make sense, but it does make sense the more you study history and the more you actually pay attention to the texture and nuance of what's going on. It actually does make sense. It doesn't make sense to people who don't have any idea what's going on. It makes a lot of sense to the people who spend a lot of time studying these things, right? And in any case, thank you again. Thank you for your financial support. I need it because I'm not taking Zionist money, right? I don't have any giant donors. I don't have anybody giving me $100,000 a month to have a giant staff and have Israeli security, the best in the world. You know, as Charlie Kirk might say, maybe the Israeli security were the best in the world, but they were the security for Israel, not for Charlie Kirk. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. He took the money. He was in there with them. And when he went off the reservation, they killed him. That's quite obvious. Trump has not cut the funding to the United Nations. I'm not impressed. I want to see action. Shut them down.